All right, hey everyone. Topic of this video is going to be about the subscription trap and whether we are renting our games forever. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. So as we all know recently, with all the current backlash that's been going on, Sony, they just confirmed that they're killing physical media by 2028. So they say that's what the ongoing war is about right now. No more discs, no more trading those discs with friends, no more buying used, and a lot of you, me personally, are angry, and rightfully so. But here's the thing: this is only half the battle, because even if you go digital, you still don't own your games. And now the big corporations want you to pay a monthly fee just to borrow them. It's basically welcome to the massive subscription trap. Today we're going to be breaking down whether gaming subscriptions are actually saving you money, or if they're the most dangerous shift the industry has ever seen. All right, so getting into it, the death of ownership in 2 steps. So here's a playbook. Step 1, they kill physical media. They make it inconvenient to buy discs. They stop printing them. They raise console prices with a disk drive tax. And then they slowly condition us to accept digital only. Step 2, they push subscriptions. Now that you can't buy a used game or lend it to your buddy, they offer you a solution. They offer you a solution for this. They pay us $80, $160, even $220 a year, and you can play hundreds of games. Some people think sounds generous, right? Well, it's not, because it's a pivot from a product-based model to a service-based model. And when you're on a service, you are the product. Because think about it, Netflix, they raised their prices 6 times in 5 years. What makes you think PlayStation or Xbox won't do the same? They already have and stuff, and I think there's been rumors that PlayStation might raise the price of PS Plus again, despite all the massive and constant backlash that they've been getting every single day. But yeah, there's still been rumors of that. Once physical media is dead, you're gonna have no alternative, no disc to fall back on, no used market, just your wallet and a monthly bill that can go up whenever they feel like it. That's basically the crux of why us gamers and everything, we're waging a war and stuff. Because if physical media goes away and everything, then they're gonna eliminate a component that helps us save a lot of money on games. Now, granted, there are unfortunately some games out there that they're incomplete and everything. The entire game is not on the disc and everything. It's basically just a glorified digital license or whatever. But it's still better than nothing. It's still better than nothing, and that's why people are fighting so hard for it. All right, getting on to the math, crunching the numbers on it, questioning, does it actually save you money? Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but wait, for the people who have a Game Pass, this is a steal. I play 10 games a year, and it pays for itself. All right, so let's do the math. Let's say you buy 3 full price games a year at $70 each, full price. That's $210. PS Plus Premium is $160 a year, and Game Pass Ultimate is about I think about $204. So on paper, subscriptions can be cheaper if you actually play 3 or more new games annually. But here's the catch: the games on these services aren't yours. You subscribe for a year. You play Starfield or whatever, or you play God of War Ragnarok. Great. Then, you know, this type of thing always happens. When life happens, it happens, and it happens fast. I think your financial situation changes. You cancel. I mean, you have to cancel. Those games that you're playing, they're gone. You can't resell them. You can't let your little brother or sister or whatever borrow them. You just rented them. That's the I guess the gotcha when it comes to these subscription models in gaming. Now compare that to buying 3 physical discs. You spend the same $210. You beat them. You can then go and sell them on eBay or whatever online market you want to for $40 each, and you just got back $120 back. Your net cost for that would be about $90. That's cheaper than any subscription, and you still own the games if you want to replay them 5 years from now. That's another big thing, being able to you complete the 100% of the game and everything. You beat it completely, you really enjoy it and everything, but you take a long break from it, and then 4 or 5 or how many years down the line, everything, you remember that one game that you 100% and enjoy and everything. You think, I really enjoyed that game, I want to play it again. And so you go into your room, like go into your bookshelf or wherever you keep your physical games. You get it out and put it into your console and everything, and you replay it and stuff. With this subscription model, you're not going to get that. You're not going to have that option. It's just not going to be there. So, who's actually saving money here? Not you. You're paying for convenience, and they're banking on you not doing the math. All right, getting into the psychological trap, or the butterfly effect. All right, here's something that nobody talks about: the psychology of the buffet. When you have access to literally hundreds of games, you actually play less of each one. You download 10 games, you play each of them for 20 minutes, and then you bounce around. You never finish anything, and worse, you feel rushed. So, remember when a game left Game Pass and everyone panic binged it in 3 days? That's not a fun experience. It's a chore. And it makes it like not fun. You're not savoring the art of video games anymore. You're consuming content on a deadline because the service told you to. That's the trap. They've turned your hobby into a subscription treadmill, and you're paying them for the privilege of feeling stressed. So basically, what that means is a new day one release is dropped and available on Game Pass and everything. And it's going to be timed and everything because it's not going to be there forever. And so you're playing the game, but you feel yourself kind of rushing through it and everything, trying to complete it and everything before it's taken away from the subscription model and everything. And that's not the way you want to do things when it comes to playing video games. You want to enjoy your time with the game. Take your time, explore the vast open world. And obviously, if you really enjoy the game, you're going to want to take your time and do everything the game has to offer and try and get 100% and get the platinum. So when it comes to subscription models and everything with video games, that's simply something you're not really going to be able to do. Well, you could, but you're probably going to have a bit of anxiety with trying to complete it in time before it gets taken away from you. Right. And then obviously getting into what happens to the game developers. So it's not just us getting screwed in this situation. We are addressing the developers. When Microsoft or Sony strikes a deal to put up a game on their subscription service, they pay the developer a lump sum up front, which you think sounds good, right? But here's the problem. That means the game's success is no longer tied to how many people buy it. It's more so tied to a corporate negotiation. So what kind of games get made? Basically safe ones, formulaic ones. Basically, they games that they know are going to, make a lot of money. They'll be able to like make their money back, probably, break even, maybe break over even and everything. Basically, they don't really let developers like try new things, try new ideas and everything, and that's what what happens. The gaming industry kind of gets stale because everyone's like doing like the same formula of gaming. If you catch my drift, basically. Um, uh, it's basically tied to a corporate negotiation. So what kinds of what I'm sorry, basically it's ones that appeal to the widest. Basically, it's like video game formulas that apply to the widest possible audience, not the most passionate niche. Uh, you know, it's like the logic of why take a risky creative gamble when the subscription payout is based on player engagement hours, and not artistic vision. You see where I'm going. You see where I'm going with this. We've already seen this happen with movies and TV. Netflix, they churn out algorithm driven content, and unfortunately, it seems like gaming is next. And the indie devs who actually need your $20 purchase to survive, they're getting squeezed out. That's basically what's happening. So the subscription model doesn't just take away your ownership; it also takes away the creative freedom in the industry, and by that, we all lose. Right. Now getting into part five, the end game. So obviously you're wondering, what will be the end game here? It's simple. They want to lock you into an ecosystem forever. No physical discs to sell, no digital license to transfer. There's no way to leave. Just a monthly auto payment that slowly creeps up in price. And when the next console generation drops, your entire library is tied to a subscription that may or may not carry over. Sony and Microsoft, the thing why they're doing this is that they don't want to sell you a game once. They want to sell you access to games forever. That's a recurring revenue for them. That's Wall Street's favorite thing, and it's the most anti-consumer shift we've ever seen in gaming. All right, so look, I'm not saying subscriptions are all bad for casual gamers who play maybe like 1 to 2 games a month. It might make sense, but let's call it what it is. It's renting, long-term renting, and if you're okay with that, then that's fine. Just go in with your eyes open. But me me personally, and obviously like a bunch of other people, I'd rather own the game fully than rent 1,000, because at least that one game is mine. Like there's no monthly bill, no expiration date, and nobody can take it away from me. That's the big thing there. That's the big crux of like why the war against so many of these corporations is happening right now. Obviously, that's my take. But obviously, I want to hear yours. Drop a comment and below. Are you team subscription or team physical/digital ownership? And if you cancel a subscription and then regretted it, then let me know why. Um, if this video hit home, smash the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Think we'll try maybe cover like game preservation versus corporate greed next, or some other similar topics. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Keep your games close and your wallet closer. See you in the next one.